Good morning, and thank you, I think. I guess since we're from Sacramento, we'll welcome you to our town. If you found parking around here to be somewhat difficult, we apologize. I almost was late this morning trying to find a parking spot, and so in desperation I cried out, "Oh Lord, if you just find me a parking spot, I'll give up my drink to the end of me days." The Irish side of the family came out. And just then a parking spot opened up, and I said, "Oh, never mind, Lord, I found me one." Also, for those of you here from my prior lives, including the California District Attorneys Association, let me just say it for the final time. Yes, really, I'm a judge, okay? Regrettably, that's what I have to say to these three next to me pretty much every time they come to my court. They're still a bit in disbelief as well. Now, we are going to, I think the chief's phrase was sort of a myopic focus of just one aspect as it relates to post-release community supervision and parole violations, namely how do we absorb these new responsibilities into a somewhat already busy court system here in Sacramento County. And the theme I'm hearing from the presenters so far would be the same with us. Collaboration was not ushered in by AB 109 in our jurisdiction. It had been around for a number of years, and robustly so. We have a criminal justice cabinet chaired by the presiding judge, comprised of the elected DA, the sheriff, the public defender, etc., that have worked through any number of thorny issues over time. And yes, like a family, on occasion we have our squabbles, but they are of short duration. Now, related then is the following, because it provides a bit of backdrop to what we ultimately did. One of the things that was done with the Criminal Justice Cabinet was for misdemeanor cases, we developed a so-called night court where the district attorney, rather than filing a new misdemeanor offense, instead filed violations of existing probationary grants in lieu of. All right? And that is being held every Monday through Thursday at 4:30, that's why it's the night court, in one of our 4 courtrooms in a Sacramento County jail on the first floor. And that also is tied into the system we developed for PRCS. These are called home courts, and I can assure you that having spent all of 2011 and 2012 in one of those departments, they're not really all that homey. And there are no credits awarded for your tenure. I served a full 2 years in our county jail. Now, what we ultimately devised when it came to PRCS was the product, and parole, was the product of meetings after meetings after meetings. We started meeting in August of 2011, getting ready for PRCS, and finalized our procedures in early 2012. And then it seemed that no sooner did we have it up and running than about a year ago right now, we rejiggered the working group to become a parole revocation working group, invited parole corrections to join us in that endeavor, which they did much to their credit, and then spent months meeting and preparing for July 1 of 2013, finalizing our procedures by June of this year. And there has been, in the last 2 years, I will say this when it comes to this reentry population, folks coming back to our community from state prison, whether on PRCS or parole, or now coming out of county jail prison on mandatory supervision on a split term, there's been a lot of innovation and a lot of hard work. A couple of quick examples. Our Sheriff's Department has stood up a reentry council, a very robust reentry council. And if you don't have one, I would highly commend you consider one. It's made up not just of the regular stakeholders, as it were, but also community-based organizations, mental health, alcohol drug treatment, housing, vocational training. And we meet regularly to talk about pursuing grant funding, pursuing strategies, so as to provide opportunities for those folks coming back to Sacramento County, and there are many, and we'll get to the numbers in just a moment. Additionally, our probation department, and now with our new probation chief, who you may have known from his days in corrections, Chief Lee Seals, they have been working in earnest. We have 3 adult day reporting centers run by probation for folks who are coming back to the community, who are then having risk assessment as to, yes, they should go to the adult day reporting center to address their, I always pronounce it wrong, is it criminogenic, criminal something needs? I'm still learning all the jargon of the day. So that's been successful. And then finally, our presiding judge, Lori Earle, I give a shout out for my boss because I'm not stupid, in that regard anyway. Her top criminal justice priority during her 2-year tenure as presiding judge, which is ending in a couple months, was to establish a reentry court in Sacramento County. So about a year ago, I was tasked with heading up a work group, and would you believe with the folks right here and a number of others. And after, again, many months and many meetings and many draft protocols, in July, we rolled out our reentry court, which we have every Wednesday afternoon in my department. We've had a few bumps in the road in the early days, and all I can say is we can assure you that indeed we're addressing a high-risk, high-needs population in our reentry courts. These obviously are profound challenges that the state has bequeathed to the counties. And with the right amount of resources, I certainly agree that we have the collective expertise so as to design strategies to target offenders, work with them, and try to get them back on a life that's much more productive than perhaps they've been living before. But again, it's all about the resources. And since we're being taped, it's really all about the resources to the counties. At this time, let me just show you, why are we up here? Why are we now about to brag about what we've done? If we have the clicker, aha. And I point it somewhere there. Yep. All right, so there's our number of folks who have come out from state prison to Sacramento County over the past 2 years on post-release community supervision, 3,144. Our number of formal revocation hearings for PRCS violations over this period of time, 1.